wear jeans as a professional. I'm going to say, if it says Kip Collegiate High School, yes. But no jeans. Questions? Any other questions? Michael? Okay, that's level 1 prepared for yes. Awesome. Take out your homework binder right now and put this in my page. Thank you for helping me. All right, let's put this away in 30 seconds. Alright, so we all have these sheets. Your first blank sheet, you're going to write this word, morpheme. Write the word morpheme on the blank side of your note cards. Morpheme. Excellent. Morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in the grammar of a language. The smallest meaningful unit in the grammar of a language. It is prefixes, suffixes, roots. You should be copying this down. I'm coming around to see you copying on the line side. Got Ashley copying. Silently look at it. If you need help, silently look at your partner's note cards. Use them as a resource. Excellent. Let's finish up in 5 and 4. All right, next. Please write the word prefix on the back of a card. Prefix. Remember, you can look off of Friends if you need to copy off of Friends. Please write the word prefix. I love how these two are silently sharing, but still sharing. Michelle be sharing. A prefix is a word or letter placed before another. A word or letter placed before another. With the urgency and seeing out of Michael. A word or letter placed before another. Alright, next, you should have your boxes like this. On the back of your first box sheet, I want you to go ahead and write non, N-O-N. Write non, N-O-N, just like that. The reason that we do morpheme analysis, so we analyze these small little parts like prefixes, is so that we can figure out unknown words. Unknown words are going to come up in the ACT and the SAT. They'll actually give you sentences, and you have to figure out this list of ridiculously crazy words. Which is the correct answer choice? Track me in 3, track me in 2, track me in 1. Excellent. So we will have to figure out the meaning of these unknown words because we want high scores on our ACT, SAT. So we're going to do this by learning these morphemes. So non. Non is a prefix. We're going to put this in front of another word to actually change its meaning. And if we know what non means, when we have a word, we can figure out its meaning. So it works both ways. I'll show you more of what I mean. So in the box, please write not, because this is the definition. The definition always goes in this box, not. I'm going to give you an example. So, non-fiction. First thing I do is I always underline a prefix when I see it. Underline it. Non-fiction. I just wrote that non actually means not. So we're going to figure out the meaning. Not. And fiction, if a book is fiction, I know it's fake. So I'm going to write fake. Boom. We have a definition. Non-fiction means not fake. If you're reading a non-fiction text, it's a real life text. It's not made up. Awesome. So now let's look at a harder word. Non-existent. Non-existent. You might have a non-existent partner because they are at home. Non-existent. That means not there. Because I know that existent is like existence. If something's in existence, it's there. Not there. So let's try practice one. Non-emergency. Gonna underline non again. What do we think non-emergency might mean? Track Anaya. Track Anaya, when you're done, right? So give me a complete sentence now. Rephrase what you just said. Non-emergency means?
Non-emergency means not that important.
Not that important. Paper cut. A paper cut is a non-emergency. So I'll always give you two examples. I'll give you an example where you guys get to practice figuring out the meaning. And then right here, you may or may not have something. This is the weird rule space. So sometimes you might see a hyphen with non. So you might see like non-emergency written like that. And you might have this little hyphen right here. Sometimes you might have a hyphen. Sometimes you might have a little hyphen. Perfect. Next. Remember, you can use a friend silently to help you. Write I-N hyphen. I-N hyphen, just like that. I-N hyphen. And flip it. We also know that I-N means not. I-N means not. You're going to see a nice little trend today. So if you have a word like invisible, I-N, it's going to mean I know not, and I know visible means to see something. So I'm going to write visible. I'm going to write C underneath it because I know visible means see. So it's when I'm not able to see something, it's invisible. So just like that, if I have indefinite, I know it means not specific. Mr. Dixon leaves you in detention for an indefinite amount of time. It's not a specific amount of time. It's not a set amount of time. Here's your practice word. Inactive. Inactive. Track Jonathan. Jonathan, what do you think inactive means?
Not active.
Not active. So can you give me an example of somebody who's not, like, what would a non-active person do?
Stand still.
Complete sentence, voice.
Someone who's inactive would stand still or not.
Would stand still, they would move, couch potato status maybe. Here's a little weird rule. In, this prefix, can also mean to or towards. Just like the word interest. So you're going to have to use your context clues to decide, is this a not in or is it a to towards in? You're going to have to use context clues, triggers in the sentence to tell you which one it might be. Next. I love the hustle I'm seeing. I-L. I-L is our next one. I-L. I-L. I-L also means not. In fact, if you haven't figured it out, all of ours today are going to be not. I-L, like the word illegal. Illegal. If something is illegal, it's not legal. It's not allowed. Not legal, not allowed. Illegible. Illegible means not readable. Not readable. You have an illegible reading log. I can't give you a grade. And I can't read it. Here's our practice one. Illogical. Illogical. So we know ill means, what does ill mean, Kayla? Not. So we know it's not. And what's logical, Kayla? Track Kayla. Track Kayla. What's logical?
Logical is something that makes sense.
So what's illogical?
Illogical is something that doesn't make sense.
Complete sentence now.
Illogical is something that does not make sense.
Illogical is something that does not make sense. So, not making sense. Not making sense. Not making sense. Next one. Flip it over. IG. IG. This is like the coolest stuff, guys. These prefixes. They're like Legos. Legos of language. IG. IG again means not. I'm gonna write not one more time. So you've got ignorant. Everyone chuckle a little bit. Ignorant means not smart. Not smart. Here's a trickier one. Ignoble. Ignoble is not noble, but I can't use noble again. I'm going to say upright. Somebody who is a noble person is like an upright, moral person, like that, do the right thing. So somebody who's ignoble or not upright would be a shady person. Shady person. Please write ignore in the bottom left box. Please write ignore in the bottom left box. And create your own definition. What would ignore mean? Ignore. Got Eric writing it. I've got Shanira's got a good one. Finish up in 3, in 2, in 1. Track Shanira. Track Shanira. Shanira, nice like collegiate voice. What does ignore mean?